Hello Channel NITT viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. This is going to be a sequel to my previous episode where I actually entertained the thought that I could have been a starseed. So for viewers who are intrigued by this thought that you also could be a starseed, how do you prove it? So one possible way in which you can determine if you are a starseed is basically to have your akashic records read. So this word actually ends with a C. I would have pronounced it as akashic, but my friends who are in the know pronounce it as akashi, so I am going to follow suit. So how I understand akashic records is that every one of us has an akashic record. So if you allow the reader to actually read into your records, then the person will have access to all your past lives, so to speak. So your akashic records will contain all the information of your soul origin and the different significant lives that you may have gone through. So if unfortunately all your lives have been mundane and mediocre, there is really nothing to read. So in my previous episodes, I mentioned that I have friends who talk to me about the concept of starseeds. So incidentally, these two friends could also read akashic records. So one of them read my akashic records and determined that yes, I am a starseed. So my friend on 2 occasions read my akashic records and determined that based on my soul origins, I am neither actually Acturian or Orion. So initially she felt that I was an Orion, but I, after reading more about starseeds, felt that I could have been an Acturian. So based on the akashic records, I am actually an Alpha Centurion. So this comes to show one thing. A lot of times we want to read articles in the internet and then we want to believe what we want to believe. So prior to this, neither my friend nor myself have actually considered Alpha Centauri to be where I originated from. But after reading more about Alpha Centurions, I think that this is definitely also possible. Alpha Centurions are a breed of starseeds that are generally taller than most other starseeds. And I really resonate with that. I'm 1.86 meters tall, so quite tall for an Asian. So had I been an ESTJ or any other SI user, I think that it is very unlikely for me to accept akashic records as proof or evidence that I could have been a starseed. But how else can you prove it? So in this case, as an ENTJ, I do accept this as proof. But of course, I think that if you could get something called convergent validity, then it will be better. Convergent validity happens when you ask various akashic record readers to independently tell you your origin. Since they do not communicate to each other, or they don't know each other, and if they tell you the same thing because they can go into your akashic records and read it, then it is quite evident that this might be true. Of course, if they don't concur, it doesn't mean that it is not true. It is also possible that these readers are lousy readers. But generally for NI users, we are quite inclined to believe that this is true. So I accept this to be true at the moment and for now. So this video is going to serve 2 pointers. I did a statistical count of the percentage of starseeds that are in the human population. So I took the estimate of the number of starseeds that is actually on Earth and I divided it by the total population of the world and found that only about 0.95% of the population could be starseeds. So this is much rarer than NI users itself. So what this probably means is that not all NI users would be starseeds. But I think that if we look at starseeds as a community, most of the starseeds could have been NI users. So another takeaway I have is that we could all read about a particular starseed from a particular star and then we look at the characteristics and we really identify with them, but we need not be from that star even if we are a starseed. So this is very much like you read about the characteristics of an MBTI type, then you say, oh, I am this MBTI type, woo, that's so me. But you need not be that MBTI type. So as human beings, we definitely have this inclination to fall in this trap. But I am very happy to note that, well, If you want to know whether you are Starseed, there is a way to find out. Get a person to read your akashic records. So ask around if you have friends who can actually have this ability to read akashic records. If not, I think you can go and look for a professional one. So you need not tell your reader anything, just let him or her read. If they do not tell you that you come from a star, but keep saying different versions of you and it seems to be very earthly, then you are an earthling. So recently, as I have explained, I have been rather demotivated. So suddenly this thing is getting me very excited again. I believe that I am going to dwell in this much more. I am going to test my ability to dip into the subconscious and make use of my subconscious energy to do work for me. Another way to look at it is from the Maslow's hierarchy of needs point of view. I am now moving from the self-actualization level to the cosmic level. I want to understand my relationship with the universe. So hopefully I get much more awakening, which is actually going to be very exciting for any NI user. So I believe that NI users in general would be more inclined towards the occultish to start off with. We would be definitely very excited to have an awakening, certain awareness that actually we are part of a big scheme of things. Okay, I hope that this turn of events doesn't surprise you. But if you look at it that way, Channel NITT is basically like a documentation of an ENTJ's life. It's just that this twist got a little bit different and exciting. Nonetheless, we are still an MBTI channel and we will continue to do MBTI videos. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more MBTI and fun stuff. Okay, I am going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.